On COVID-19 from health leaders in Oregon.
Let's get right out to Fox 12's Kelsey Watts, who was there for today's briefing. Kelsey?
Well, Pete, I want to focus on two big things we learned today. The first has to do with who can get tested in Oregon. We told you yesterday the CDC was relaxing guidelines on who can get tested for COVID-19, essentially opening it up to anyone with a fever, cough, and trouble breathing who has a doctor sign off. But today, leaders here in Oregon said we don't have the infrastructure or capacity to meet that kind of demand since we only have one public health lab in the state. So for now, the only people who will be tested in Oregon are those who have contact with a known case or people who are hospitalized with a serious lung infection who don't have the flu. That will likely be the case for the next 1 to 2 weeks. By then, the OHA says commercial labs could come online in Oregon, which would open up the capacity for more widespread testing, which would be helpful because health experts do expect to see more cases here.
Because the cases so far in Oregon were not associated with travel, we are preparing for the possibility of increasing community-wide transmission. Based on limited information, our working assumption is that the impact to our community and health systems will be similar to a bad flu season in terms of the number of seriously ill people and the potential strain on healthcare resources.
Another really important piece of news to pass along has to do with Forest Hills Elementary in Lake Oswego. Remember, that is where the first person who got COVID-19 in Oregon worked. The school closed for 3 days, and that gave health leaders time to test several people tied to the campus who had mild symptoms and would otherwise not qualify for testing. Those tests all came back negative. The last time that sick employee was at the school was February 19th, and that means we're now out of that 14-day exposure window that could lead to more cases.
Given the time frame from when the case was there, the deep cleaning that the school has done, we at this point do not consider anybody in the Forest Hills Elementary or Lake Oswego School District to be at any higher risk than the general public.
And that, of course, is incredibly good news for the Lake Oswego community and will hopefully ease some concern in that area. Health leaders here in Oregon tell us they plan to give us twice weekly updates going forward. We expect the next one on COVID-19 to be early next week. Live in downtown Portland, Kelsey Watts, Fox 12 Oregon.